Right, let's continue with the Let's Play again. As you know, we're just holding, fabricating claims, but what I was going to do now is look for claimants in here. And in particular, I was thinking of these here, because they don't want to come over, but they do want to get married. And have we got anyone who... Let's see if there's anyone we could get married who's in our court. I'm wondering if you could just do that. Well, firstly, we may as well go for our family, see if we got anyone. He's aged 10, siblings, half brother, are they all married? 21, what about him? So he's in Dublin. If we tried to marry him to her, so who's that? Mel Madoc. Although she's ambitious, don't want her, do we? Ah, that's good, the Pope's kicked the bucket. I'll come back to that. Let's get her, see if we can arrange a marriage to our half brother. Let's see what happens if we do that. So in the meantime, hopefully they're thinking about that. In the meantime, this Pope's dead. Ah, excellent. As you remember last time, the old Pope, they loved him into the 60s and all that. Right, now she's arrived at our court. Now, I always thought that meant that we could press a claim, but I'm probably wrong. I thought we'd be able to press her claim because she had come to our court. Where is she? There is she. She's our husband. Can be inherited by a successor. Yeah. I thought we'd be able to press a claim, and I'm wrong. No idea why that one doesn't work. Let's have a quick look. Maybe it's because she's a woman. I assumed that if we brought her over, she was in our court, we could therefore press her claim, and she could be... she would then become our vassal, but maybe it's because she's a woman, or maybe I'm just talking complete rubbish there. So, anyway, the Pope's died, and as we had a look at before, this new guy, he's a dwarf for a start, and they might not like him. Let's have a look. They don't care about that. The other guy had loads of nice little had lots of nice traits. This guy doesn't seem to have those traits, which means, again, you look at our income now, it's at 722, because again, that income's flying through the roof. That also therefore probably affects the levy size. Look at our levy size now, it's looking at, we've got 2,700 that we can raise here. This guy wants to get married. Who is he? He's the court chaplain. Well, get married if you want, I don't care. This guy, who is the Earl of Ulster, has died. Now, he didn't like us, and his successor is this guy, who equally doesn't like us because he's ambitious, which we can see there. So he's a bit annoying that that's occurred, but that's the way it is. And the Earl of Surrey. This bird wants to see the Earl of Surrey dead. This is the Spy Master. Now this is interesting actually, because I've just pissed him off by, I think by refusing the council position. Now what I'm thinking I might now do therefore, just to give us something to actually do in this time, is firstly we've got this thing here, Earl Double of Surrey. This guy wants no idea why that is the case. What's this here? so the mayor is trying to kill our queen. The mayor of Dublin. I have no idea why he's going to do that, but let's tell him not to do it. So anyway, what I was saying there, before I rudely interrupted myself, is we have this Earl of... So look, you see these opinions now are all generally... You've got the Earl of Ulster, you've got the Earl of Surrey. Doesn't like us. And I'm thinking what I might do is try and take over, try and revoke his title. There, because again it sits in my little group, and given everyone else's opinion of me, oh blimey, what's happening there? Everything's going on. Let's pause. I think what's going on now is that I'm guessing that did the Duke of Munster just die? No, he didn't. So we had that minor plot there. So what have we got? You have a new heir. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's that Duke of Munster. I really do not want him as my heir. So I think I have a choice here, really, if we're going to be honest. I'm getting a bit arsed off with all of this heir stuff moving about. Therefore, I can either... Let's see if I can just revoke... Oh, the Republic of Munster. Oh, it's a Republic because it's this stupid holding, isn't it? Oh, this is the bit I don't get in the game and I hate it. So, anyway, I was going to try and... I'm going to have a war against one of these this guy here, I think. And then I have this guy here, but he likes me. So I think I'm going to go to war with him to try and get this county off this guy. He might hopefully rebel, but I'm thinking even if he doesn't rebel and he hands it to me and I take a -20 hit on revoking a title, you know, my days are nearly up, or should be. But I really want that one because it sits in the middle of my little holding and it gets me more income, blah de blah de blah. So let's do that first. Let's revoke his title. So he says he will do it, which means we'll take a hit, but I don't really care. I'm a bit annoyed about this whole heir thing, but again it is the risk that you take with elective. There is something I can probably do about it. We need to just have a think. Alright, now we have a vassal who's going to revolt, which is him. That's good actually, because he's Ulster, so if he wants to revolt, we'll take that off him. So we've got our domain size up, we've got more income, we'll have when it clicks in. So there's the one thing we just added, 4.4. Got this. Become steward. Now I wonder what we can do about this. We can try and take that title off him. Our vassals are not going to like us if we do that. But to be honest, the two that don't like us are... It will force a rebellion actually if we take the title. My slight worry with it is that I get a is that this isn't a proper Duke title. This is a Republic, which, as we saw before, was because they don't have a castle in there. Again, I don't know how that is, but I'm tempted to take the Duke title off him, just because, so that I can then my nomination then holds. I'm going to take some big hits with my opinions, or I'm going to take because I'm going to get too many duchies held. What else am I going to get? Yeah, I'm going to have elector titles held and too many duchies held if I take it. But it's getting quite annoying with the whole flicking about all the time as to who my heir is. And really, I do want this guy, even though his kids aren't great. the alternative is at the moment is I'm going to get this guy, and his traits are kind of, you know, look at his wife. I mean, she's basically, I want stewardship, and there's no stewardship, which is going to hit my domain size. You know, there's +2 of that domain size is from stewardship, and you know, she hasn't got any, and neither's he. I mean, they're bloody disasters, the pair of them. At least he's got a bit, and his wife's got a lot. So I do want him. So what we're going to do now is we're going to risk it here just to make some stuff happen. So let's try and revoke this guy's title. That will probably also cause this Ulster guy to rebel. So let's do it. Let's just get rid of that. There we go. He's going to rebel as we've done. So therefore Ulster's now gone on. We have taken over, as you see, we've taken over the let's just call them all up. We've taken over the duchy title, which means that we now hold the key vote for our successor, but of course we're also taking hits with our vassals. As you see, the opinions down the bottom have really hit us there, but I don't care, because that's what you've got to do in this game, I think. So we've sorted out our heir, although it means things like, you see this number's plummeted. It was about 1.7, it's now fallen massively because our opinion has gone on us. But the upshot, the one benefit of this is that we're about to kill this bloke. Oh, what have I just done? You complete numpty. I've just put the levies down, haven't I? What a plonker. Put them there. Put them there. And put them there. It's a bit of overkill, but speed it up a little bit. So we're now going to be able to get Ulster as well, which will up our income. There you go. And that will make use of our full domain size. We'll just stick them all together, make sure it's vaguely balanced, which it is, and send them in to kick his butt. In the meantime, I'm still a bit annoyed as to why I can't declare war on him. But anyway. So anyway, we're up against our Ulster bloke. You get all these little statistics as I've banged on before, which I really like. This thing here gives you the army you have kind of out there at the moment, and you have the siege, which he was sieging us, but as you see, that siege is now ended because we've just walloped him. So we're now going to go up to his gaff and lay siege to Ulster, and he'll then surrender, and we'll nick Ulster, and everything will be cool, except someone else is now thinking of yeah, see, they're all thinking of having a good crack, aren't they now? Which is not surprising, because we have got too many duchy titles held and elector titles held. But to be honest, I'm not too bothered, particularly as I have enough money to claim to bring some mercs in as well if I need to. So the two of them that are gonna are these two here. So these two are getting a bit antsy. You can see that up in intrigue threats. The revolt risk is quite low though, because we have the same region. So if we didn't want that revolt risk, we could try and send him a gift and see if he'll. Yeah, there you go. He's gone. Let's send him a gift while we're at it as well. See if we can, or maybe award an honorary title to him. Let's do Master of the Hunt. There you go. So that's got rid of the revolt risk from those two. Doesn't mean they're now happy with us. It just means that the risk of the revolt is outweighed by certain prestige things. So this is jihad. Yeah. We'll ignore that for the moment. We can talk about, actually while we're waiting, we could talk about the holy wars. There's something which is quite useful. Firstly, if you join a holy war, again you don't have to take soldiers, but if you're a small country and you keep joining holy wars, particularly if you're as an alliance, so for instance say the King of Scotland was to go off and have his join the holy war and ask us to come with him as his ally, if we say yes, we don't have to send any troops, the Holy War won't be around here, it's going to be all the way down here somewhere. If we do that enough times, what you'll often find is the Pope might bung you a few hundred gold because he likes you, so that's quite useful. The other thing to remember is this piety thing. It's worth getting the piety up because around about the 1110 onwards, I think it is, they start setting up these holy orders, which are quite useful, although maybe not so useful for us, but they're useful down here. When you're playing down here, a lot of this territory here is all Muslim held at the moment. You see, it's Muslim held. You can bring in, if they attack you and you have enough piety, you can hire the holy orders, which will be typically in the region of about there'll be 7,500 troops, and although their cost is usually about 20 gold a month, if you're being attacked by an infidel, by the Muslims, and they're available, you can hire them for 195 piety. You have to have enough piety for the Pope to allow them to come to your aid, but he'll waive the monthly cost, and that's very useful. Equally, if you're against someone who's been excommunicated as well, I think you can do the same thing. So that's one of the tactics you could have. If you had enough favour with the Pope and you wanted to attack Scotland, you could try and get him excommunicated, and then you can attack him. And I'm wondering whether you can then use the holy orders against him. But we'll have a look at that later on. So the siege of Downpatrick's gone very well. Obviously, unsurprisingly, we have a lot of people there. Construction, it's just our technologies are all going up there. So while we're just waiting for that siege to end, he's about to, I imagine he's about to offer us peace. That's a boring thing. Let's have a quick look at technology. Now, I don't know if you remember from a previous tutorial, these are all sort of specific technologies for each of the counties. But these ones are based on where your capital is, so it's sometimes worth just having a look to see, because our capital is here at the moment. It's worth seeing whether whether we should move our capital. Right, now this guy should jack it in now. So we've got Dublin doesn't have noble customs. I've colour coded them all, so remember before, hopefully. Dark poo means 0, light poo means 1. So going down each of these, you can see that Dublin doesn't have, well, it does there. You could argue that Leinster overall has more in the +1 category, particularly popular customs. And what does that do? It increases town opinion and castle opinion if we were to do this. If we moved our capital down, we'd get increased opinion, castle opinion and town opinion from our various vassals there. What else would we get? Is there anything else we would get? Religious, cultural, we'd lose the cultural flexibility, majesty would be the same. So to be honest, it's probably not worth doing at the moment, but there's something to always keep an eye on. So this should be done now. I don't quite know why this guy is still not giving up, but that's up to him. He has to give up now. Our son. Which one was he? Oh no, he was our original heir, I think. No, he was. So he's croaked it. So the siege of whatever's over, this guy has to now surely give in. So let's get rid of that. So we expand that. We're going to revoke this guy's title. So we're going to take the title off him because he rebelled. Silly git. We'll let him rot. What's the matter with you? This guy wants to rebel again. I have no idea why did he want to rebel there? Revoked vassal titles. Anyway, we now have all of these. That's now our holding. There's Downpatrick. So yeah, so we're now getting some nice income here, and our spy master has kicked the bucket. So let's get another spy master. Let's get the Earl of whatever, he likes us. queen. Let's get the uncover plots. And who's this here? I don't care about her, so we'll educate the child with someone who is our half brother. That's the queen. What about him? He doesn't like us. No, it's not going to help. But anyway, we'll let him have it. So we have these two who are the earls. You know, we've got these Lord Ormond and whatever. They think they're going to rebel because we've revoked titles. So this guy really doesn't like us, does he? Oh. He is the he wants the Duchy of Munster, which is tempting, but I don't want to give him. I can't give it to him because he's ambitious. We have daughters there, so is he the one who wants? Yeah, he does. He hates us. He's ambitious and he wants the Duchy of Munster. This guy is his heir, and he is actually much better. But as I say, I don't want to give it away because I want him to succeed. I'm getting sick of this guy getting constantly. The Lord Mayor of Ormond has decided to declare war. I'm going to regret that. See, they're all getting a bit shirty now. The Earl of Desmond wants to be the Duchy of Munster. Wants the Duchy of Munster. As you see there, he desires it, but he's not getting it. Instead, I'm going to raise these vassals again, and we're going to let's have a look here. Now, this guy's wandering about all over the place because I think he's realised he's fecked up here. So let's we're now going to get Ormond off him. Unfortunately, that will take us above our domain size, so we'll have to give that out. But then I have a cunning idea about what to do with that. So firstly, we're going to put them all together, and then we'll march it down there. So what my plan now is, we're going to get Ormond, which will be too much for us. We can't have Ormond because we go over our domain size, and you start taking hits when you do that. Oh, look at that. We've picked we set that out a stupid ambition beforehand, and it worked. However, we don't care about that. No plots. There's subplots. I'm not too bothered about them for the moment. So anyway, we've just killed this bloke, and now we're going to lay siege. So what I'm going to do is I might give this to my heir, him, when we get it, and then I'll give him the duchy as well. That will get rid of me having too many duchies, but it will be to my heir, so of course he's going to vote for himself. He's not an idiot. Well, we hope he's not an idiot. It'd be funny if he starts voting for him, but you never know. So that should help actually. That'll be good because that'll be a vassal in the meantime who will like us a lot when we do that. So yeah, we'll just go through this scenario. The only problem is when we take this over, it's going to be the wrong holding type again, and that's quite annoying because we don't have this castle and I don't have enough money to build a new one. So there we go. Right, the siege of Waterford is over. This guy's going to offer peace. He's imprisoned. We accept. Let's get rid of that ambition. Right, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to revoke his title because he's been a naughty boy. Now, as you see here, wrong type of holding. And funny enough, we are now allowed to hold that. Funny enough, it's just gone up. Oh, did we just hit legalism? Excuse me. our holding went up by 1 there, and I can't quite remember why it did it, apart from that legalism. Anyway, it's time to grant this to him. I think we should just give him Ormond, grant him a landed title, County of Ormond. Let's have a quick look at Ormond while we're at it. Okay, now let's also give him the Duchy of Munster. So there you go. He loves us to pieces. We've got rid of our too many duchies held, hopefully, which means our vassals are not going to hate us quite as much. So there we go. We're getting a hit for revoking titles because we did it twice, but the succession, there's still 3 voters, 3 separate voters, which was our problem before. If you remember, we were the Duke, he was voting, and he's voting for him, and this Duke of Munster was voting, but now we've turned that dukedom over to our son and heir, so he will hopefully, at some point shortly, this will announce that he's voting for himself. If he votes for someone else, I'm going to throw my PC out the window. So let's hope he doesn't, because I can't afford a new one yet. So there's some people who go with him, that's his family I guess, who are legging it to the grand city of Ormond. It's become the Doge of Munster. Again, it's because it's all the wrong holding type. Alright, who is this? Oh, our daughter. That must be our daughter who's now... He wants to be... Yeah, go on then, why not? He should like us more, yeah, he does. So, alright, here we go. Alright, 2. Yes, good. My PC's safe. He is now favouring himself as the chosen successor. He desires the county of Thomond because he's the duchy, and you see there he's got that wrong government type, and that wrong government type hit is because he's the Doge when he's not the Duke, because they've got that stupid holding thing going on. But anyway, we'll sort that out when he takes over by just getting rid of Ormond, and when we have enough money we'll try and build another holding in there. But talking of money, in the meantime, and as we come to the end of yet another video that maybe too much hasn't happened, those of you who asked for me to carry on doing the Let's Play in Ireland are probably still sticking with me, sincerely regretting it. But it's now time to do another round of uplifts to this central thingy bob, and I'm going to do the castle village again, so it's best to try and... what's that one there? Leinster. So we do Leinster, and then we do Bunratty. Oh, okay, so our Duke of Connaught has just changed his mind as to who the best person is. Bizarrely, it's his son, I think. Is that right? Maybe not. Maybe it isn't. Anyway, we'll come back to that again. I should pause it. Let's pause it. So Leinster we're upgrading. I want to concentrate maybe on these at the moment. So we've already done that one, and I think we've... So let's just flick through. Yeah, we did... I can't remember which one it is. Here's the next tax one. Castle Village. Sorry, that was it. Yeah, we can't upgrade to Castle Town without the wooden palisade. So let's do the wooden palisades for those. And then the other ones, we know we have a castle village there. And we have another castle village. Let's do that one as well. That brings us down to 200. So now we are... did I just do... Yeah, that's good. I don't really want to do Ulster. I did want to do that one. Surrey. Well, we've got an extra... Oh, sorry, yeah, we'll do them as well. Thorman I'm doing, which I probably didn't want to do. So these are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the ones I'm going to stick with kind of going forward, I think. They are the ones I'm going to concentrate on up upgrading, and the rest of them I'll give away at some point. And that kind of is, I think, is maybe where I'll have to leave it again, because we're at the half an hour. I think this is all a bit kind of mucking, a bit pointless maybe. It's not a very exciting let's play. Maybe what I need to do if I carry on with this is to pause it and wait for something to actually happen. But let me know in the comment section whether any of this has been useful, or whether it's all just a bit samey, rubbish. So until the next time, if there is a next time, thanks very much.